Hello and welcome to this lesson. In this lesson, we are going to talk about HTML forms. So we said that HTML forms are used to collect data inputs from website users. The user inputs is most often sent to a server for processing. So when you are using a website, you can get to a point where you may need to fill a form, maybe to register for an account or to submit your data or to search for an information. So the browser makes use of that form to collect the data from the user of the website, and the server can be used to process the information. The form tag or the form element is used to create a HTML form for user input. So when we practice this, we're going to see how to create the form using the form element. The form can be used to send or retrieve data from the database. So it's either we can use the form to submit data to the database or to retrieve the data from the database. Usually, when you search for information, you are retrieving data from database. But when you submit a form, you are submitting the data to the database. The form element can contain different types of inputs such as text field, checkbox, radio button, submit button, password field, etc. So we have different types of form inputs that can be used in the form element. So let's move on and practice what we've just said. So in our about us.html, right here, I would like to create the form element. So I'm going to say form, the opening and the closing of the form. So when I open in live server, I'm starting the live server. Okay, you can see nothing shows here. Okay, this picture is still not displaying. So let me bring it back to 1.png. You can see that nothing shows here. But let me write a text here. So right here you can see that here is where our form element is. Alright. So before I continue, I would like to introduce us to a tag that we can use to insert a break, a single line break. What I mean by a single line break or a break in line, let's say I have a text here like please fill the form below. Then I want to have another text below this form. The form will be used to process your visa. So when we preview the text or our website in the live server, we'll see that even though this text is in another line in our code, it's still in the same line in our browser. Even the text, even though it's in another line in our code, is still in the same line with our browser. So just this is it here. You can see that after the image we have a text, please fill the form below, and I even gave 2 lines in our code editor before writing the next text. The form will be used to process your visa. But when we come to our browser, we see that almost everything is in the same line, only this is a form that is in a different line. So for me to bring this to a different, for me to break the line and bring this text to another line, I'll use the break tag, and this is how the break tag is. BR, this is the break tag. So when I have BR like this, the text will come down to another line, and if I have another BR, even if the texts are in the same line, it will still come down to another line in the browser. You can see it has shifted it down. Likewise, even if this text is in the same line in the code editor, once I have BR here, it will break the line twice. You can see that the line is broken twice. I can equally use the break tag right here. Okay, so it breaks the line. Instead of the text being in a single line or the pictures being in a single line, with break tag we can break the single line and make them to come below. So usually you can make it more readable by breaking it like this. Alright, so we can now go ahead and insert some elements in our form. So I want to break this text, and right here I would like to insert an input element. So I will say input, alright, and this input has an attribute called type. Then we have different types of inputs. We have button, checkbox, color, email. Well, I'm interested in starting with the type of text. We even have the type of password. So as we test them as we go along, you can see how they are applied. So I will make use of the input with the attribute type of text. So let's see how it is. You can see we have a form input right here, and when you click inside it, you will see that you'll be able to write something. You'll be able to write something in this form input. Alright, so let's give it a placeholder. A placeholder tells the user what is expected to type in the input. Okay, so let's see how it is. You can, okay, let me remove this. Let me just say first name. So when the user comes here, you will see that this form input is expected to insert his first name. Alright, So then I will use the break tag to break the line again, because if I do not put the break tag, the next form element will be in the same line. Okay, so I'll write here, I would like to have another input element with an attribute of type, and the value of the type is email. Then I'll have a placeholder here for email. So when the user comes over there, he will know that he is expected to insert his email. Okay, I'd like to insert another input with the type of password. All right, so I would like to put a placeholder of password. All right, so what we'll have here is, if I want to type something, it's going to hide it, just like you have your password hidden when you are typing your password. So you put your first name here, your email here, and your password here. All right, so then I'm going to put an input here, input type of button, input type button. So and here I'm going to have a value of submit. Okay, so I've simply created a form with 3 input fields or 4 input fields: the first name, your email, your password, and the submit button. All right, thank you for watching this lesson. We'll continue in the next lesson.